Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Wednesday, the 26th of May, 2021. Today in Millwall News, we've got some comments from the Millwall manager, Gary Rowett. And the first comment is about Issac Olaofe. And it seems, reading between the lines of what I've just read here, is that he's not getting a chance next season. Gary Rowett is not giving the lad a chance. Let's read it and see what you think. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, which is the South London Press's online website. It says, loan interest in Millwall striker as boss Rowett outlines plan for inform youngster. Gary Rowett has revealed Millwall have already had a number of loan inquiries for Issac Olaofe. The 21-year-old striker scored his 14th National League goal of the season as Sutton clinched the title on Sunday. And Lions boss Rowett is determined that the next step with Olaofe ensures that the young Lucian-born attacker continues to make progress in his career. He falls into that category that he has done so well you wouldn't want to lose that momentum, Rowett told the South London Press. We would be able to get him out on loan next year. We have already had several inquiries. The plan is for me to have a good conversation with Tanto next week, see how he has found it and the little things that have helped his development, and then make a decision in pre-season. We are not in a rush. You often haven't signed as many as you want at the start of pre-season, so there's often an opening in the squad or group for the first two friendlies and a trip away. Depending who we sign in the summer, he could come into the group and have an impact, and we might feel that is wasting his chance of developing further. That is a debate for us, but it is a nice debate to have. I think we'll have the same debate with Alex Mitchell, who has done really well at Bromley. He is another where we'll probably have league interest. It is always about how we can get young players to first team level. Danny McNamara had 3 or 4 loans before he got to that point. It is really a fine line each time. When is the right time to involve them? Tanto has had a really interesting season. He went to Scotland with Danny and it didn't quite work out. Maybe that was being away from home in London. He was not getting as much game time. It's completely different for every young player and how they cope with it. Junior Tenzia has had a completely different experience as Sutton than Tanto. Tanto has fitted into Sutton's group really well, scored goals and added a little bit of composure to his finishing. He has got real raw pace and power, which everybody is looking for, but he needed that little bit of composure with some of his finishes. We need to see if that loan has developed him forward a lot. I'm not suggesting it is going to happen, but I remember Dean Sturridge coming back from loan at Torquay and taking it by storm at Derby. He scored a load of goals to get us promoted. We saw it with Danny that he came back and looked a completely different player. Who knows if Tanto or Alex will have the same impact? You don't know. So, it sounds like he's already planning to loan him out. It's already planning. So saying you often haven't signed. So he's saying the signings won't generally happen. Well, we don't really sign any. We either sign someone really early or really late. Like on the last day of the transfer window, and by then, like they're not match fit. They have to get match fit and then before we can play them, which is generally how it happens at Millwall. Or we've got targets lined up when we sign him really early, which seemed to happen with yesterday with George Long and Scott Malone. But it says here you often haven't signed as many as you want at the start of pre-season, so there's often an opening in the squad or group for the first two friendlies and a trip away. So basically, he's already planning to loan him out, but he's gonna play him at Millwall in pre-season, just because then it's highly likely they're not going to sign the striker that they're targeting. So they just want extra bodies in there. It says depending who we sign in the summer, he could come into the group and have an impact for us. But then it says that is wasting his chance of developing further. So he's already said, like, we're not. He already has in his mind that he will not be playing Issac Olaofe at all. In his mind, already. Done and dusted. That's it. Decision made, closed. It's not open. Even though it's a new season next season. He's coming back from a loan at Sun. He's done really well. And he's not open because he's not going to be given a chance. So what they're saying here is, if we haven't signed a striker, he'll come in and he'll be on the bench because we're not going to play him. He's just going to be there because they're probably going to play Scott Malone up front before they put him on. They're going to play Jake Cooper up front before they put him on. Like they did with freaking Aidan Muller. They had Aidan Muller there. They didn't play him. They was playing Marlon Romeo in defence. And then Rowett was going, oh, he was doing so well. He's so fantastic. Yeah, against Bristol City. They're one of the worst team in the league. But how did he do in the next game? Oh, it was a complete disaster against an actual capable team who can actually play against Coventry. And we got absolutely smashed. So instead of playing a centre-back at centre-back, you're playing right wing-back at centre-back. And that went really, 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 really badly. So it seems that they've already got loans lined up for him. But if we don't sign any forwards in a striker, then he's going to come and just be on the bench. And you can see, how did that go for Matt Smith last season? When he was coming off the bench and scoring. Now that's slightly different because he's kind of old and he's kind of slow. So if you start in Matt Smith, he's not going to do as well. Because he's competing against fresh players. If he comes off the bench, he's competing against tired players. It's more comparable to his stamina and fitness at the age that he's at. But even though we were coming off the bench and scoring goals, it's like, yeah, okay. But you're going to be on the bench for the next game, and the next game, and the next game, and the next game. So it didn't matter. So if Issac Olaofe gets on the bench, you think, oh well, if he gets on, he's got a chance. He can prove himself. No. Well, what if he comes off the bench and scores? Guarantee 100% he'll be on the bench for the next game. And if he comes off the bench and scores again, guarantee he's going to be on the bench again. He's not going to start. Why would he start? Because Gary Rowett is closed-minded and he's already made his mind up. You can see it here. We want to send him out on loan so he can keep playing every week and progress. But if we don't sign a striker because we can't get it sorted, then he's going to come on the bench and just be a squad player for us. He's not even going to give him a chance in pre-season. It's just also tired. It's also tiresome. Issac Olaofe could be the missing piece of the jigsaw that we need. He could be R.I. Von Tony next season. He could be the person to be scoring 20 goals for us next season. He could be. It's possible. Why would it not be? Is it guaranteed? No, nothing is. But it's possible. And instead, he's going to play Mason Bennett and Jed Weiss up front. It's just also tiresome, man. Here we go. Let's move on now to Gary Rowett's comments on the new signing, the goalkeeper. Technically the new number one, because he's wearing number one, but Bart Biakowlski is number 33. This is from news@them.co.uk. It says Mill manager on ambitious stoppers qualities and battle with Bart Biakowlski for number one shirt. Gary Rowett wants a really competitive battle between Bart Biakowlski and George Long next season, and says Millwall's first signing this summer will push hard for the goalkeeper's jersey. Long will officially join the Lions on a free transfer from Hull on July 1, the first week of pre-season training ahead of their 5th consecutive season in the Championship. It is the second permanent transfer in his career for Long, who made his debut as a 17-year-old for Sheffield United in the Championship in 2011, after loan spells in League 2 and League 1 with Oxford and AFC Wimbledon. Long also played in the Scottish Premiership on loan at Motherwell. Rowett believes Biakowlski, who hasn't missed a minute of league action since his debut in the first game of the 2019-20 campaign, has been the best stopper in the Championship over the last 2 seasons, but said Long is an ambitious player. Long replaces Frank Fielding in the squad. The key really is the competition, Rowett told News at Den. For that competition, we wanted someone maybe around their mid-20s that tasted Championship football, but maybe wasn't quite getting that opportunity and had the potential. George desperately wanted to come. He saw it as a real good opportunity for himself. He's an ambitious player. He still thinks he can play at the highest level. Our job is to make that really competitive battle with George and Bart. Bart's our number 1 at the moment. He's earned the right to be the number 1. He's played and probably been the best keeper in the Championship in my opinion in the last 2 seasons, but we want to increase that competition. I think George will really try to push hard to get that spot. He's very agile and very athletic, an excellent kicker, an excellent an excellent distributor of the ball. So slightly different in certain aspects, brings slightly different things to the table. We've got a team of goalkeepers now that can work with goalkeeping coach Lee Turner. We believe that can help us become a stronger squad. And I've been saying this all season in my Stats Sundays videos. If you look at Bart Biakowski's pass accuracy, it's very low, very low. When he does his goal kicks, they very rarely go to a Millwall player. Now you could say that's because we don't have a big man up front, especially if Matt Smith isn't playing. Sometimes if it's like a free kick in our half, you might get Jake Cooper or Hutchinson up front, and Bart will be taking it. But if we don't have a big man up front, there's not really anyone to hit. So maybe if you bring this other guy in, his distribution won't be as good. Maybe it's a Millwall thing because we don't have a target man. Or maybe it's just Bart Biakowski's kicking isn't all that. And that's the thing with goalkeepers now is most goalkeepers are decent shot stoppers. I think you don't get to the level where you're a professional keeper if you're not good at shot stopping. What the modern teams now are looking for, so not Millwall, but other teams are looking for like a goalkeeper who can play at his feet, play with the ball at the feet, come out a bit and like get involved with the ball at his feet, rush goalkeeper, whatever they call it. So they're looking for that, and they're also looking for distribution, either accurate or quick, like throwing out the ball. What was it? The goal? Someone scored a goal against us, and what was it? Bournemouth? Bekovic? I think it was Bekovic. Against Bournemouth, where he saw the opportunity. He got the ball from like a Millwall shot or pass or whatever, and immediately switched on, kicked it straight down the middle, one bounce. Jake Cooper tried to head it and knock it out of the way of the Bournemouth player, but he didn't really get on it properly. And then the Bournemouth player run in and just boom, hit it in the net. Goal is scored. So that's what they're looking for keepers now, is ability to play with the ball at the feet or quick and accurate distribution. So we'll see. I wonder if I imagine that the guy's going to be playing in the George Long's going to be playing in the League Cup game at least. Maybe the FA Cup game. Maybe they've guaranteed him that at least. That's why he signed. I always find you see the Premiership teams when they have the goalkeepers, or even like the rest of the squad players, and they played him in the League Cup in the early rounds, and as it gets later, or even into the final, they'll just drop them all and bring the first team back, and I think that's really poor when they do that. So hopefully George Long will get some games in the League Cup and the FA Cup, and hopefully we'll win those games, and we'll get a few more games. And Bart will do what he's doing in the league. But so you can see here what Gary Rowett said here. I think I wonder if he's just waiting for Bart to mess up, like he probably did against Nottingham Forest with Shola Amiobi's goals. If he's waiting to get rid of him because he's basically a Neil Harris signing, I got the kind of feeling that Gary Rowett is slightly arrogant, doesn't believe in anyone else's opinion, and that he'll be looking for an opportunity to replace Bart with this George Long geezer. Just which you can imagine is madness, because how many clean sheets Bart's kept over the last 2 seasons. He's a fan favourite. He's won the Supporters Player of the Season 2 years running. So if Rowett is gunning for Bart, he's got some massive fucking pair of balls on him if he's doing that. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.